Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're having a great one as we jump into a huge update that just hit the Division 2. First off, one of the big highlights of this update is the new limited time event pass that's live right now. It's a crossover event with Assassin's Creed that runs until February 12th. It's the kind of thing that's going to be really exciting for collectors and players who like dressing their agent up with some unique themed gear that ties into the Assassin's Creed universe. Right after that, there's a brand new temporary event called Vanguard Overdrive that kicks off on January 30th and runs for a few days. What makes this event really fun is how it boosts your agent's stats in ways that shake up the feel of combat. You're getting things like much faster reload speeds, much faster weapon swap speeds, better hazard protection, and a bump to movement speed and armor on kill. It actually changes how you play because suddenly you're more agile and aggressive in a way that feels fresh compared to regular gameplay. Another thing they added that I think a lot of players will appreciate is a change to how some of the vanity items work. There were 15 cosmetic items that used to only be available from the in-game store, and the devs have now moved those into open-world loot drops. That means you can earn them naturally while you play, which is great if you're someone who doesn't grind credits or just wants to unlock more visual options by getting out into the world and completing activities. If you already own these items, don't worry, you won't get duplicates. Included in this batch are things like pieces from the City Runner and pink tracksuit outfits, and other standalone cosmetics. Something else that's been added is a weekly cache from the textiles vendor called the Enhanced Legacy Season Cache. This is a really neat feature because it gives players periodic access to Legacy Season rewards, stuff from older seasons that people might have missed or want more of. Each cache is guaranteed to have 3 pieces of Legacy Seasonal loot, and if you don't have all of the older season gear dyes, you'll get those too. There's even a chance, about 25%, to pull Legacy Seasonal exotics from this cache, which means you could walk away with some very coveted items from earlier seasons. These caches are limited to 2 per week, so it gives you a reason to check back in regularly. Now, beyond the new content, this patch also focuses heavily on fixing some long-standing issues. For example, there was a specific problem with one of the Scout hints, Scout 8 Activity 2, where the hint text didn't correctly specify the activity type, and that's now fixed so players won't be confused when trying to complete those. NPC companions also got some much needed attention. A bunch of improvements were made so that they behave more reliably in combat. They won't get stuck trying to destroy weak points, they respond better to your commands, and issues where they'd spawn or despawn repeatedly when you switched quickly have been corrected. Plus, they won't target deployables that are invulnerable anymore, which was a weird bug that caused them to waste their time. On the gear and weapon side, there were some fixes that address things like talent exploits and behavior bugs. A known stacking exploit with the abridged talent has been resolved, and the bond talent has been corrected so that it only applies with PvP values when you're actually in PvP environments. That will help keep things more balanced and predictable when you're out in the dark zone or in conflict. Finally, there were some miscellaneous fixes across localization and general polish improvements that will make playing smoother no matter what language you're using. And just as a small note, the schedule for future updates is shifting slightly. Some of the upcoming patches will deploy on Thursdays instead of the usual Tuesdays, so keep that in mind when you're trying to anticipate the next round of changes. All in all, this update delivers a really solid mix of fresh content, quality of life improvements, and bug fixes. Whether you're out chasing cosmetics, jumping into the new stat boosting event, or working your way through legacy caches, there's something here that gives everyone a reason to get back into the world of the Division 2 and enjoy a refreshed experience.